Hi, I'm Dave,
And I'm Marie.
and we're the Old School Soulmates.
And today we're going to do another What's Sold on eBay video. So we're going to start off here with Salvador Ferragamo. Real popular designer shoe brand. Believe it or not, they don't bring a ton of money when they're just these basic little pumps like this. There are probably some more higher end, especially the men's shoes definitely bring a lot. But their shoes, every pair I've ever bought is extremely narrow. So you're going to have these are vintage too as well. So, but they're 6.5 quadruple A. So just something to look out for. Just make sure they're in really good shape because they're $39.95, basic shoe brands, but they are a designer brand.
Yeah, we paid probably like $4.99 for them.
Probably, yeah. Yep. So, something that you may not think about, but eyeglasses. I don't know if last time you went to get eyeglasses, but the frames are extremely expensive. Silhouettes are very expensive. Their frames run anywhere from $125 to $300.
And the reason they're super lightweight. That's
Yes.
what's kind of why they call it silhouette. It's almost like an outline, and you
And
barely
it's
know you're wearing
one
it.
of the only brands that's not owned by that huge company that owns every eye brand known to man. So these are made in Austria, and they are very good sellers. Don't worry about, just make sure the frame is in good shape. Do as much as you can as far as measuring. You might have to just learn a little bit about eyeglasses to know which parts to measure. But again, you find them at the thrift store. People are going to replace the lenses anyways with their own prescriptions. So take as many measurements as you can if you're not familiar with the measuring of eyeglasses. Don't try to find a similar one because every shape in silhouette is different. So just don't try. You're better off just to measure them and get the numbers off the eyeglasses themselves and don't guess.
And we paid about $2 for these and sold them for $79.95. So.
Yep. And I've sold every pair of silhouette we've had. So this is a unique pair of Cole Haans, yellow, gray, not anything. I kind of bought them for myself, and then they didn't really fit that well, so they are a nice bright yellow color, and Cole Haans are always a good seller. They very little wear. They are a driving style, and the driving style shoe is the one that has that where the sole wraps up around the back of the heel. And what that does is it protects your shoe when you've got your foot on the gas pedal or the brake so it doesn't wear. But these had some signs of wear, so I got $29.95 for these. Ortho heels, Vionic Ortho heel, any one of those variations are pretty much the same shoe company. So Ortho heel is Vionic as well, same company. One's a little bit older than the other. These are always a consistent seller. The one thing about both Vionic and Ortho heel you need to check is look for cracking in the leather upper on the straps, and any place you see that, you really want to check for wear because for some reason they tend to peel. So check for that carefully. These were a size 8 sandal, and $39.95 all day long on these. This is a pair of Born. I don't know if you've all noticed, but Born has so many different styles out there, and people are very loyal to this shoe brand. And if you have a shoe you fell in love with and you can't buy it anymore, the only other place to get it's on eBay. So if the shoe's in great shape and look at the sole on this has hardly anywhere at all. So definitely pick these up, if hopefully they're not up pricing them like we've been found that they have been. Sometimes some of the other basic Borns, like the clogs and stuff that have that plasticky sole, be careful of those because they've been falling apart lately. So we picked this up at a thrift at a yard sale. It's a mahjong game. I don't know how to play mahjong. It's a popular tile game. It's an older, like a vintage one. The case has been through the mill. I couldn't even tell you if all the pieces were there, and that's basically what I said. I just don't know enough about the game to know if everything is there. I knew all the tiles were there. And they're very popular, weighed a ton. So it did cost a little bit to ship, but I never thought that they'd be worth anything. So, and lo and behold, I realized it was a green tiles, 140 piece, so $60 for that. We spent $3.99 on it.
Right, I think you talked the lady down too. Didn't she want more for it? And at the yard sale, and
Yeah, yeah. Oh well.
she wanted like $6. You said, "Well,
Yeah.
you take 4." Like, so,
All right, these are with Apex Ambulator. These are again another pair of orthopedic shoes. They come in low and high. We got these for $1.50 a pair at the Salvation Army right before it had gone out. Our Salvation Army isn't open anymore. Very popular shoe for orthopedics, and they're hard to find the size in. That's the only problem, but very popular. Don't bring a ton of money, but they do bring good money. So
we found a cache of these at the Salvation Army right before our Salvation Army here closed. But right before they closed, there was kind of having a sale, and we found like 6 or 8 of these types of shoes, and
Yeah.
they're
The
good
boot
bread and
style
butter
was
stuff.
$70. So, yep, so it was a good price. This is a unique dress that I found. I tend to not get into these too much, but it was, I just happened to see it. I know Betsy Johnson was a good brand. I don't know a lot about women's clothing brands. One of those things I just looked up, but it was 100% silk. Of course, anything beaded like this is going to be missing some beads, so just put it in the description. Don't even, what are you going to count them? So just put in there, some beads missing. But yeah, it was sold for $69.95, and I got it when dresses were half off. So they were normally $6.99, so I got it for $3.50. These are Bass. These are Bass men's shoes. These are the penny loafers, of course. These were like brand new, extremely wide width. These have a quadruple E or a triple E, I think, is what they were. I think they were
triple E.
Yep, triple E.
12 triple E.
12, very good size. Triple E is always a good thing, and they were in excellent condition. So didn't have any problem selling these, and I probably paid up for these a little bit though. These were $7.99, so sold them for $40. Bass isn't a high-end brand, but it's a consistent seller. We've got back-to-back Roar shirts here coming up. They are 3XL. Can't go wrong with that size, especially. And you'll notice these things have some serious embroidery designs on them. And all of this is embroidered. The more over the top, the better they sell. We sold both of these shirts to the same person. People have these things saved in their favorites, and they're always looking for it. These sold probably within 3 days of us listing them. And they were free shipping, so we just shipped them off, and she bought both. So we were happy to send them.
Yeah, and Roar's one of these brands you want to take as many pictures as you can. I probably could have done a little bit better job even taking even more pictures, but you want to take pictures of every little detail you can find. That's what really sells these shirts, is all the detail, and they're distressed a lot of times, so you won't. You'll notice that they look like they've been beat up or worn, but that's okay. So, some of us who are older might think, well, why would anybody want to beat up a shirt like that? But a lot of people do, believe it or not.
Yep, and they sold for $44.95 each. And I remember they were sitting, and they were just rolling out the rack at Goodwill, and there they were sitting for $4.99 each.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is one I found. I don't know. I just thought it was cool. I love the Twilight Zone, and Disney. You can never go wrong with. So I picked this up. It was I think $1.99. It's at a thrift store. So just and I sometimes Disney stuff sells. Sometimes the market's really saturated with it. It just depends on the piece.
That's unique.
But this one's kind of cool. It says, "I suggest you take the stairs." So nice Halloween shirt for somebody. But anyway, $29.95 for a $2 investment. Not too bad.
Yep. We always look through the t-shirts because they're $1.99 at ours. Mm-hmm. This is we've had these forever. They're called Prada, but they're not Pradas. And I could tell by the logo on the inside, but they're from Mexico, and it's a small home-owned, family-owned shoemaking company out of Mexico. So it took me a minute, but I wanted to make sure I didn't even begin to imply that they were Pradas.
Because because of copyright laws, somehow Mexico didn't recognize Prada as a brand, so this Prada was allowed to exist.
Right.
And so it's confusing. We made sure that we put this in here's what the Prada logo looks like for this company. But we made sure we put this in the everywhere in the description and the title Prada Spain Mexico.
Right,
And
not
I think we
Italy.
even put very well I
Down
think
in the
down in the
description.
description. Yeah, here we go. Very nice pair of loafers, normal size of wear. Uppers are in excellent condition. These are made in Spain. These are not the famous designer Pradas. Labeled Prada SADECV. Anyway, so these are a Mexican design. We explained to that, so we didn't get a return on it. So
Right.
so far they haven't come back. So I think we'll be fine.
I
So.
think we'll be okay. Yep.
It's another odd little shirt I found. I don't know. I thought it was kind of cool. It's a Presidential Retreat Camp David shirt, and it's a polo shirt, and I mean, just a run of the mill shirt, but it had that on, and I figure somebody who likes that kind of stuff would probably buy it, and they did for $24.95. Not a lot of money, but it's for about $4 investment. Not too bad.
Yeah. This is a pair of New Balance Minimus. Again, the Minimus shoes, whether they be New Balance, there's Nike, there's tons of different of the light, super lightweight running shoes. Always popular. They need to be in great shape because they are a running shoe. I got these at, we had a thrift store, like a benefit yard sale up at our fairgrounds here. And the shoes were a bag of shoes for $2. So I think they cost 50 cents for these.
Right.
And yep.
And one thing we do that's probably you might wonder about when you see our pictures is that we take pictures of both shoes tags. And people wonder why do you do that? Because it should be the same. Because we've been burnt a couple times on picking up shoes at thrift stores, even new shoes. Even when you buy new shoes, sometimes you have to look out because sometimes people will mix up the shoes and that kind of thing. So if the sizes are not, it gives us one last time to look at it as we're listing it or finishing listing it to make sure that those are really, this one is a size 8 and this one's a size 8. So
we do have free returns, and returns are part of your business, but hopefully we can stop the returns for stupid mistakes that we make. But they're still going to happen.
Right.
This is just a Polo Ralph Lauren. We generally don't buy a lot of this stuff, but the vintage rugby with that big stripe across it, that heavy weight with the Henley neckline and the collar, and this is the vintage Polo Ralph Lauren label here.
And it's a double XL.
And double XL. All of that, the actual true rugby shirts seem to sell. We don't sell the dress shirts, we don't sell the regular polos, but this rugby shirt seems to sell. So for $4.99, we turned into $34.95. Women's Abeos. These Abeo is another one of those kind of healthy feet brands. Real comfort shoe. Very popular brand. They don't bring a ton of money. They're just one of those basic sellers that when you see them and they're in great shape, pick them up. They have a very interesting sole. When you come across a pair, you need to pull out the insole and look at them. They have this you can like cut out pieces of the insole to underneath the normal insole is this other insole. It's this crazy thing. I was shocked with the thing. It's called the Smart System, where you can make different pressure points on your feet. It's pretty cool. But anyway, so those are consistent sellers for $34.95 or more. Clark's Originals. These are women's and men's shoes. They have the crepe sole and the leather uppers. This particular one, and with depending on how they've been conditioned by the previous owner, they're going to be kind of stiff or soft, or they just, another one of those consistent sellers. They do weigh a ton, though. Just keep that in mind if you're going to consider doing free shipping. Those crepe soles have some serious weight, and they're not big dollars, but I got these at a yard sale, so they were only $2, so I got $34.95.
Okay, Steve Young from the 49ers. This was an old jersey that we found as a champion, which makes it kind of cool. It was probably, I don't know how vintage it is, but actually it is, because it was made in the United States. That's right, this one was. So we picked it up for that reason. Usually popular players that have done well, and Joe Montana, Steve Young, people like that, they're okay to pick up. We do pretty good with sports stuff in general. So, but this was one I found at a thrift store, and probably even paid T-shirt prices on it if I had to guess. So for $2 or $3, we turned it into $29.95. And also a Baltimore Ravens hoodie, I guess this is. And this was cross-branded with Nike, so you always want to, it matters to some degree which, if it's made by Nike or if it's made by somebody else. If it's made by a brand you never heard of, it might be a fake, but this is a Nike ThermaFit, so you've got that going for it. And it's, it's not a new one, but a Ravens fan picked it up for $50, and we probably paid $5 for it.
That wraps up this video. If you have any suggestions for what you'd like to see in future videos, please let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to hit the like button, and please subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.